I know that something I talk about quite a bit is tapping into your own inner wisdom. And somebody said to me the other day, how do I do that? How do I tap into my inner wisdom? I guess the first thing to establish, the first thing to think about is a knowing for yourself that you have inner wisdom. And you might call it intuition, you might call it your gut feeling. It's some kind of knowing within you. So the first thing that I would invite you to do when you're looking into how do I tap into my inner wisdom is to play around with the idea that you have inner wisdom, that you have your own knowing, that you have some kind of inner guidance that is specifically for you and very good for you. So that's my first invitation, to just play around with that, just notice. And I think our ego or our humanness or whatever, that other thing that isn't necessarily our wisdom, that can be quite loud and quite persuasive and quite it can make a lot of noise about wanting to be followed. And what I've noticed about my wisdom, it is more of an invitation rather than a demand. I know my humanness, that when I follow something that doesn't work out for me in the end, that doesn't appear to be wisdom, it's more of a demand. So it feels like my ego demands I do something. The world outside me demands things of me. And my wisdom is much more of an invitation, much more of a here's an idea, what do you think, what do you want to do? And for me, what I have really started to see is that it is incredibly helpful for me to follow that. It feels more like my heart than my head, maybe. And I guess for every single person, because this is internal work, because this is personal work, it's take what you think it is I'm pointing to and play with this yourself. Get your inner wisdom is your inner knowing, and it will show up maybe in a different way for you. It will manifest, it will look to you possibly different to what my inner wisdom looks like. So it's very much looking that you have some kind of inner guidance system. Every one of us has that I know for absolute certain. We all have this inner knowing and inner guidance, and somewhere you will have some kind of knowing of that. So play around with that knowing, and then play around with maybe it being slightly more of a heart-led invitation, and it might not even make logical sense. I heard somebody speaking the other day, and they said, I love to follow my intuition, but first, before that, I check that it makes logical sense. For me, that's not how it works. I absolutely just follow my inner knowing, my inner wisdom. I never check in with my logical self, because the minute I check in with my logical self, I've moved out of my heart and I've moved into my head, and my head is much more demanding of me, much more, you need to do this, you must do this, you have to get this right, this is on you. Whereas my heart says, there's something bigger than you here, there's something more to you here, this isn't all on you. If you follow me, I've got this. So for me personally, that is much more what I'm looking for, what makes sense for me, and having the courage to follow what makes sense to me, even if it doesn't necessarily make sense to other people. Hopefully there was something helpful there for you. I would love you to subscribe to my channel. I would love you to like this video. I would love you to leave your comments and questions, because that would really help me. Thank you very much. Hopefully see you somewhere again soon. Take care. Bye.